Hey guys, so it's not that early for me right now. It's about 7:30, but I've been up about oh my God. I can't even speak right now. I've been up since about 5 o'clock. So me not talk so good. So we're gonna let our good friend Atozi, who I'm not actually friends with him, um, but more Johnny Somali stuff popped up, and this dude is just I've said before, this dude is setting the record for fastest effing around and finding out. This dude just does not learn.
Things have now somehow got even worse for the most hated IRL streamer out in Korea, as his new charge has a mandatory prison sentence if he's convicted. And considering South Korea has a 99% conviction rate, things aren't looking too hot for him out there. It's safe to say the odds are not in his favor. So he's been a busy guy since the last criminal hearing in South Korea that we flew out to watch. Because it seems like he snapped that night before the trial, and instead of being apologetic and trying to lower his sentence, as you know, he got drunk, he insulted the judge, he insulted the prosecution, and then showed up over an hour late to his own court case drunk. Then, of course, after that,
So yeah, he comes in drunk. He's wearing an oversized suit. He's wearing his freaking MAGA hat, which, he seems to think that like Donald Trump is gonna be like, I heard a lot about this Johnny Somali, and he is being unlawfully held in South Korea. No, he thinks that like Trump is probably gonna rescue him or something. Trump's gonna be like, who? No, you can fucking keep him. Um, but this dude shows up. He makes light of the whole thing. He honestly thinks he's going to be going home. 99% conviction rate in South Korea. 99%. He thinks he's going to be that small percent that manages to escape conviction. It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
taunted the Korean public in a photo op, which he then shouted out North Korea. He proceeded to then stalk other streamers and get new police reports filed against him, then started streaming himself prank calling the Korean police for $5 donations. Then to end that day of streaming, he removed his clothes and went out and harassed construction workers before getting arrested. And this is all just in the span of like under 2 weeks, and then on top of that, he was also punched in the face again. So clearly, a lot of people are starting to get fed up with his antics. But unfortunately for him, the music will inevitably stop as he just keeps on getting hit with new charge after new charge because he has zero idea how to live his life without being a burden to society. And to make things worse for him, as I mentioned earlier, he's got yet another charge. Because over the last couple of years, South Korea has been making laws cracking down on deepfakes, especially the 18+ ones. And Johnny decided to distribute an 18+ deepfake for profit on his stream because he's a moron that will do anything for attention. So according to Article 14.2 in the Korean law, a person who edits, consolidates, or processes to form
Okay, I'll attempt to read all this myself so that way we can get the full context of it. Distribution of false images, etc. Article 14-2, false video. A person who edits, consolidates, or processed in a form that can cause sexual desire or shame, which is the intention of a person's face, body, or voice for the purpose of anti-sentiment. He is imprisoned for 7 years or fines of up to 50 million won. Editorial combined product and price tribute under paragraph 1 or at the time of editing of the copy or the edit of paragraph 1, even if it was not contrary to the intention of the subject, such as a video, the editorial light or replica was reversed against the intention of the subject, such as the video and the like. The person is sentenced to imprisonment up to 7 years or a fine of up to 50 million won. A person who commits a sin under paragraph 2 using information and communication network against the intention of the subject, etc., shall be sentenced to more than 3 years of organic imprisonment. So, organic imprisonment. So, like, we're looking at 3 years just for this. 99%. 99% conviction rate. And with all the stuff that he's done, the bashing the judge, verbally bashing the judge, the police, the Korean people, South Korea itself. This dude thinks he can just walk in now and things are going to go his way.
that can be used as sexual desire or shame, which is the intention of the person's face, body, or voice in the purpose of an anti-sentiment, he is imprisoned for 7 years or fines up to 15 million won. And you have 2, which is editorial, combined product, and price tribute under paragraph, or at the time of editing or the copy of edit in paragraph 1, even if it was not contrary to the intention of the subject, such as this video, an editorial light or replica was reversed against the intention of subjects such as the video and light. The person is sentenced to imprisonment up to 7 years or fine up to 15 million won. But this is the one that really gets him. A person who commits a sin under paragraph 2 using information and communication network against the intention of the subject, etc., shall be sentenced to more than 3 years of organic imprisonment. Unfortunately for him, he distributed this over his live stream and potentially through his Discord server as well. So if I understand this correctly, if he's convicted, he's looking at a minimum of 3 years in prison just for this charge. And that's without everything else. Then of course, you have the 99% conviction rate in South Korea, which we stated earlier. So it's safe to say that smile on his face might be wiped soon. Because unfortunately for him, his entire shtick is to harass and annoy people and be as disrespectful as possible, all for the group of 14-year-olds who thinks he's funny. So essentially, he's alienating any sense of goodwill and leniency that he could possibly get from a judge. I have never seen anyone in my life play themselves like this person has. It's actually unbelievable at this point. But Johnny, he has a plan to get out of this.
What we're gonna do is we talk to, because I have 2 lawyers. I have a public defender and I have a paid lawyer that's helping us with other cases. The public defender said it's a good idea and that me and Hank are gonna go to a psychiatrist pretty soon and bring the paperwork. We're gonna go to a psychiatrist here in Korea and bring them the paperwork of that. And hopefully he said it can help my case because I am diagnosed as bipolar 2 in America.
I had no control over my actions because I was, checked notes, bipolar. I don't think this is going to work out the way he thinks it's going to work out. Johnny knows full well what he's doing. He doesn't do these things in a fit of unbridled rage thanks to his bipolar. No, he does this because he doesn't give a shit about anyone or anything apart from himself. And we'll hear, we've heard that before. I've shown that he doesn't care. He is the only one he cares about. So as long as it makes him money, he will do whatever he needs to keep getting that money, even if it means going to a country and disrespecting all the people in it and that country itself. So now he's trying to play the I have a mental issue card. We've seen this so many freaking times, you know, people murdering their children or something like that, and they try to plead insanity. This dude is like, oh, well, I have bipolar, so yeah. Again, let me check notes. You went around and danced wildly in the street with almost no clothes on because of your bipolar disorder. Really? You sat there and pranked the South Korean police because of, let me check notes, because of your bipolar disorder. Yeah, I don't think that's going to hold up as well as you think, Johnny. It's not.
You know,
I don't think being bipolar can get you out of this one. So according to South Korea's Criminal Act, specifically Article 10, this addresses cases involving individuals with mental disorders. It states that if a person, due to a mental disorder, is unable to make discriminations of their control of their will, they should not be punished. If their abilities were deficient due to the disorder, the punishment should be mitigated. This is really all up to the evidence and evaluation, because it's crucial to demonstrate a clear link between an individual's bipolar disorder and the commission of the crime. And then says,
which in Johnny's case, again, he was sitting there nice and calm, making prank phone calls to the South Korean police. That is not due to some bipolar disorder. That's due to him being a fucking jackass. Him going around in front of the construction workers and dancing with no clothes on, essentially, you know, just basically down to his boxers or whatever. That wasn't due to the bipolar disorder. That was due to him being a fucking jackass. So he doesn't realize that the judge sees all of these videos beforehand. The judge isn't stupid. The judge was already tired of his antics the first time. So all these videos that come out after that trial show Johnny not caring, disrespecting the court, disrespecting the police, disrespecting the people. The judge is gonna look at me like, no, you're not doing this because you're bipolar. Who this isn't an American court where you can plead insanity. It doesn't work like that here. For this to work, you have to like be basically to the point of to where you really don't have any control of your actions. You are fully aware of what you're doing. So this whole I'm bipolar doesn't work. It doesn't work.
The court will consider specific circumstances of the case, including the nature of the crime and the degree of which the individual's mental state was affected by their bipolar disorder at the time of the offense. Even if mental illness is considered a mitigating factor, public safety and the potential recidivism are also important factors that the court must consider when determining an appropriate sentence. So to summarize, it's essential to understand that having bipolar disorder is not an automatic get-out-of-jail-free card in this criminal cases in South Korea. The legal system applies universally, and while mental health can be a factor, it doesn't automatically exempt someone from legal consequences for their actions. And again, like, his largest problem is that he has live streamed himself for hundreds of hours. This behavior has been extremely consistent, and he's openly stated exactly why he does this.
Bro, why are you being racist to other people in other countries? Why are you bullying people in other countries? For money, like, for clout. I've said it many times. I don't give a I have no morals. I'm a sociopath. I don't give a at all. Like, period. Like, put this in your next YouTube documentary. I don't give a like, I care about nobody but my self.
It's like, dude, this is gonna be really hard to argue in court.
Yeah. The judge could show like, oh, well, why did you say this? And he'd be like, it's just a prank, bro. I was just joking. It's like, well, you said it numerous times, and we found those numerous times that you were referring to. So it seems like it isn't just a joke. Seems like this is how you feel. That alone, him admitting to basically being a racist piece of shit simply because of some internet clout, that's all the judge really needs. That's all the judge needs. Because there's nothing, once he sees that, there's no way for Johnny to refute that. Like, oh, it's just a joke. I was joking around. Well, you've said it multiple times. When it's that many, one time it's maybe a joke. Multiple times, it's not a joke anymore. The dude thinks he's just gonna walk out of South Korea, or rather fly out of South Korea, because, well, you can't actually walk out of South Korea, John. You know, because he lives in the United States, so he can't exactly walk. But again, he seems to think that just because it's South Korea, that somehow the justice system is more lenient, that the judge is going to be like fucking stupid and just, oh, what you doing, Roxas? There's no water over there right now, bub. I usually have a little thing of water over there for him because he likes to just kind of get up, drink, and then go back to sleep. There's no water over there, Bubba. He's like, fuck you, Grandpa. But he thinks that the South Koreans are somehow like stupid, and they're not. They're not dealing with this crap anymore. And I want him to be made an example of. I want every person who is like Johnny to look at this and say, oh, geez, crap. I mean, I can't do that now because I might get arrested, or I will get arrested, and I will be prosecuted, and I will be thrown in jail. So other countries need to look at what South Korea is doing with this kind of guy and implement that. Then maybe streamers from wherever, it doesn't have to be in America or from America, they'll think twice before going over to someone else's country and disrespecting them just for some fucking internet clout. So this needs to be applied worldwide. Other countries, you know, Japan and wherever else, we're getting a huge influx of tourists that do this kind of crap. They need to see this and say, you know what? We don't have to be afraid of doing it anymore. It worked with this dude. We're going to do it too. Because it's the same thing with Japan. They're basically in Japan, you're guilty until proven innocent. You know? Japan also has a very high conviction rate. So if Japan had just done this from the beginning, it wouldn't have escalated to this. But thanks to South Korea and Johnny feeling emboldened, he's done more stuff to incriminate himself. He's done more to break the laws. So I want him to be made an example of. I want other asshole streamers like him to look at this now and say, shit. Well, I guess I better get a real job then. Because now I'm not going to be able to go to these countries and disrespect them.
But then, of course, people who are around him, they think that he'll be able to leave within a month.
It sounds like within a month though you could be out of here.
It is a possibility. It is a possibility.
I mean, like if everything goes well with the thing, then it should just kind of be resolved, and you should be able to. You've got your passport still, so you
It's right here.
yeah, you should be able to just kind of dip that.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Okay, this guy has to be trolling him, right? There is no way he isn't trolling him with that comment. Because from everyone who I've spoken to who understands Korean law, they believe this is basically impossible. There's clearly a lot of pressure for a sentence here, and I don't even think they're finished hitting the guy with criminal charges. And then to make things even worse for him, streaming has become more challenging for him out there because, as I mentioned earlier, he was punched again recently. And then in the same stream, he also had to flee because the other guy who punched him first, I guess, in Korea, found him.
In jail is coming. Oh, we gotta get the out of here. Go. Leave. Oh, Dagon. No fight. Peace. No fight. Talk. No fight. No fight. Peace. I say stop the still. Yun. I'm out. Out. Police help me. Go ahead. Out. I love you. Chingu, Dagun, Chingu.
And even here, the dude is coming after him, and Johnny is still being as racist as fucking possible. This dude doesn't learn. He is recording this. It is being streamed. Those people are saving it and posting it online. The people who are kind of gathering evidence are then saving these videos and sending it to where it needs to be sent. This dude, again, Guinness Book of World Records, fastest time of fucking around and finding out. An entire page dedicated to this asshole.
Come with me now. Come. Taxi.
So he then ran away and came back to the guy making the documentary on him and told them, hey, we got to get a taxi and run.
You talked to Dagoon? What did he say? Did he talk to you?
No, he wasn't speaking clip.
He said Korea. I'm telling you, you're going viral. You're going viral. Let's go.
One sec. Let me.
No, we gotta go taxi now, Alex. That is dangerous. I'm telling you.
You're fine.
Then I guess to make things even worse for him, it now seems like Hank is asking for donations to continue to fund Johnny's life. Because here on Telegram, Hank apparently said, legal fees are very taxing for me. If anyone wants to help out with legal fees, please donate. Also, Johnny has a travel ban. Korea doesn't let him work and doesn't give any support. Johnny is out of money now, and I'm supporting him. There is no choice. He will starve if I don't. Dude, this is...
He will starve if I don't. Your terms are acceptable.
The most self-inflicted situation ever. It's safe to say things are just really not going their way, and their entire response is essentially this. Like, it's all a front. Like, all of this is just this. I mean, they couldn't be coping harder for the terrible situation that Johnny put them in, all for just a little bit of internet attention and next to no money. And obviously, now he's getting prison time as well. Congratulations, moron, you completely played yourself. But his next trial date is set for April 7th, if I remember correctly, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Although, from what I know, he's just showing up to enter another plea for the 4th charge that his lawyer asked for an extension on. But I mean, who knows? The guy might turn the trial into a circus show as well. I'm assuming they'll ask for more time to figure out what they're going to do with that 5th charge, as it's a way more serious one. But he's also kind of already given us the game plan there. So I guess only time will tell how that pans out for him, but either way, we'll be covering it, as this is just a fascinating case of someone destroying their own life for some basic internet attention. So hey, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Okay, so, yeah. Also, Roxas. Roxas, can everyone see you before Grandpa finishes up? Come here. Come on. Say hello, Roxas. Roxas, don't let him deceive you. Mwah. That was the Bubba. He's like, oh yeah, Grandpa, right there. Oh, Grandpa, you know how to touch me. Right where it feels good. Right there in the neck. But, yeah, this dude has no idea what he's in for. He thinks he's going to be able to just hop on a plane and fly out of South Korea. But every time he streams, every time he opens his mouth, everything he does is being documented. This guy, you saw with the AI thing, that alone, what he was doing, at least, is a 3-year minimum sentence. And then there's the with the Statue of Peace, which I believe is 5-year minimum sentence. So that's 8 years right there just for 2 charges. And they've got a list. They've got a list of charges, all, you know, racking up from between a year or so to 5 years, depending on what charge. So this dude could be sitting in prison for the next 20, 25 years. And all of this, he continues to do it for some of what? Some money online. It just shows, one, how truly pathetic some people are, that they're willing to go over to other countries and just disrespect the country and its people entirely for money. And how some people, that just because you're college educated, which Johnny is, just because you're college educated doesn't make you smart. You may have book smarts, but when it comes to common sense, self-preservation, and critical thinking, he is clearly lacking. So great. He went to a great prestigious school. A lot of good that did him, because he's going to be ending up in a South Korean prison. But that is going to do it for me. Oh, hello, Roxas. Roxas! This man speaks nonsense. We managed to avoid drowning. Sweet boy. Anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye. There's Roxas. Bye.